Hey there, folks. Let me ask you something real quick. What if I told you that the boring old penny rolling around in your junk drawer, under your car seat, or stuck in that ancient piggy bank might actually be worth over $1 million? Yeah, you heard me right. 1 cent, worth 1.2 million bucks. That's not a typo. That's a life-changing chunk of change. Literally. And now, before you flip over your couch cushions like a madman, let me introduce you to today's star, the 2006 Mint Lincoln Memorial Penny. This little copper-colored coin looks just like every other penny in your pocket. But some rare versions of it, due to minting errors, die varieties, and collector demand, are now priceless treasures disguised as pocket change. I've got the full story, the juicy details, and everything you need to know in today's video. So grab a cup of coffee, dig into that penny jar, and stick with me for the next 40 minutes, because this might just be the most profitable thing you've watched all week. The 2006 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver. That's what the little d stands for. Right below the date. Now, in 2006, the US Mint pumped out billions of these. No exaggeration, we're talking over 4 billion just from Denver alone. So naturally, you're probably thinking, how the heck can a coin that common be worth $1.2 million? Well, my friend, not all pennies are created equal. Rare varieties and mint errors among those billions. A tiny handful had something go very, very right, or very wrong, depending on how you look at it. Off-center strikes where the image is printed halfway off the coin. Double die obverse, which means the lettering or Lincoln's face looks slightly doubled. Clipped planchets, where a chunk of the coin is missing. Transitional errors, when a coin is minted using the wrong metal or die. There's even a super rare 2006 D penny that experts believe was accidentally struck on a foreign planchet, not even US metal, and those can bring in serious money. Add in a top grade condition, say MS-69 red, and boom, you've got a $1.2 million unicorn. When I missed out on a penny jackpot, now let me tell you a little story that still stings. About 5 years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. You know how that goes: cobwebs, old lawn chairs, and a suspicious amount of Tupperware lids with no matching containers. Anyway, I stumble upon this rusted-out coffee can filled to the top with pennies. I swear it must have weighed 20 pounds. I jokingly said, "Watch one of these be worth $1 million." We both laughed, tossed it in the donation bin, and thought nothing of it. I see a YouTube video just like this one, talking about valuable Lincoln cents. One of them looked exactly like the penny I held in my hand that day. Now I can't say for certain it was the same coin, but you better believe I've been checking every penny since. What makes the $1.2 million 2006 D penny so special? Okay, back to the big money version of this coin. A full red luster, which means it still looks shiny and fresh from the mint. A rare mint error, possibly a double die or off metal strike. It got the attention of some serious collectors with deep pockets. Only a handful of 2006 D pennies with these qualities have surfaced, making it one of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. How to check your 2006 D pennies. Now here's where you come in and flip it over. Check the Lincoln Memorial. Look for anything off, cracks, blurs, doubling, or partial images. Check the edges. A clipped edge or strange shape can mean big bucks. Get a magnifying glass, or better yet, a jeweler's loupe. You'd be shocked what you can see up close. Send it in to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. For a small fee, they'll tell you exactly what you've got, because coin collecting is booming in 2025. Thanks to online marketplaces, live auctions, and yes, videos like this one, more people are discovering the hobby. More competition means higher prices, and rare coins are setting record-breaking values. The 2006 D Lincoln penny that sold for $1.2 million? It was part of an online bidding war that had collectors from 5 countries fighting for it. The 2006 D Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but under the right conditions, it can be worth over $1 million. Mint errors, pristine condition, and high-grade certification are what separate pocket change from life-changing wealth. The coin market is sizzling right now, and your next big break could be jingling in your pants pocket. Learn from my mistake. Don't toss away coins without checking. You might be throwing away a fortune. Go check your change. Dig through that old jar. Ask your grandparents. Look under the couch cushions. If you find a 2006 D penny, don't spend it just yet. If you learned something today, had a laugh, or even just enjoyed hanging out, then do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like. And turn on notifications so you never miss another chance to turn small change into serious money. This is the channel where pocket change meets millionaire dreams, and we're just getting started. Hey folks! Let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever dropped a penny on the floor, looked at it, and thought, "Meh, not worth bending over for"? Well, you might want to rethink that, because that one little coppery coin, that same dusty penny rolling under your couch, could be worth not one, not 10, not even $1,000, but $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard me right, and today, we're talking about a real sleeper in the coin world, the 1978 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny. That's right. 1 cent from Denver that could make you a millionaire overnight. Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions or raiding your grandpa's jar of coins, stick around. We're gonna break down what makes this penny so special, how to spot a rare one, and how I almost threw away one myself. True story. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the hidden fortune sitting right in your pocket change. The 1978 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny was minted in, yep, you guessed it, Denver. You can tell it's from the Denver Mint because it's got a little D mint mark just under the year on the front, right next to Lincoln's jacket. Now, these pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, unlike the post-1982 pennies that are mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. So, already, they're heavier and feel a little different in the hand, kind of like the difference between a steak and a soy patty. One just feels more real. That year, over 4.2 billion of these pennies were minted. So it's not exactly rare until you find one that's got something off. This is the golden question. Well, coppery golden. What turns a basic 1-cent coin into a $1.3 million collector's dream? Errors in condition. Off-center strikes. Double dies. Looks like Lincoln had one too many Red Bulls. Struck on the wrong plancha. Die cracks or cuds. Missing mint mark. Varieties. Proof-like qualities on a regular circulation coin. Combine one of those rare errors with a perfect grade. We're talking MS68 or higher from grading services like PCGS or NGC, and boom. You've got yourself a lottery ticket made of copper, and yes, there's actual auction history to back this up. One spectacular 1978 D penny with pristine condition, an insane luster, and a jaw-dropping error hit the market and sold for $1.3 million. That's more than a luxury home in most states, and all from one coin. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my granddad's old garage. You know the kind of place I'm talking about: spider webs, mystery jars, a radio from 1942, and about 400 coffee cans full of coins. So I'm there, sweating bullets, and I find this old rusted tin labeled gas money. Inside? Nothing but pennies. I mean, mountains of them. At first, I almost dumped them into a Coinstar machine, but something told me to hold off. I took them home and, out of pure boredom, started looking them over, and wouldn't you know it, bam! A beautiful 1978 D penny with a double die on the obverse. I nearly passed out. I had it checked out, and while it wasn't worth $1 million, it got me $460 at auction. Not bad for something that could have gone straight to a vending machine for a stale Snickers. It's worth checking those old coins. The D should be clean and sharp. Some rare errors have the D missing entirely. Look at the date, especially the 7 and 8, and Lincoln's profile. If it looks like he's got a blurry shadow, you're onto something. A rich copper glow that looks like it's fresh off the press is key. Toning can be okay, but mint luster is king. No circulation wear, scratches, nicks, or discoloration? Forget it. You want crisp details, sharp edges, and a flawless surface, and if you've got one that seems special, don't clean it. Ever. That's like waxing an old baseball card. It kills the value instantly. Once you think you've found a good candidate, it's time to go pro. Compare it using online reference photos. Sites like PCGS and Heritage Auctions have galleries. Contact a professional grader. PCGS or NGC are your best bet. Package it safely. Coin flips or plastic capsules only. No duct tape, please. Submit it and wait. It might take a few weeks, but it's worth it. If it grades high or has a known error, list it through an auction house like Great Collections or Heritage Auctions. Some coins fetch even more in bidding wars, especially if multiple collectors are hunting that specific date and mint. Even if it's not the $1 million version, there are others worth hundreds or thousands. MS67 condition coins with strong copper luster can go for $700 to $1. 500 unique off-metal strikes can fetch $3,000 or more. Full red, RD, designation examples go for premium prices. So while the jackpot may be rare, the chances of finding a valuable penny are better than hitting Powerball. And hey, you're not spending anything, you're just checking your change. Don't clean your coin. List it on eBay with bad photos and call it rare in all caps. Trust unverified Facebook coin buyers. Don't assume all old coins are valuable. Condition matters more than age. That 1978 D penny in your sock drawer? It might just be worth $1.3 million. But only if it checks a few boxes: rare error, mint condition, perfect shine. We've talked about what to look for, how to get it graded, how to sell it, and how not to sabotage your chance at striking copper gold. Raid your old piggy bank. Hit up grandma's coin jar. Sort through your glove box. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure and not even know it. And if this video helped you out, even just a little, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, because we've got more videos coming on coins that are worth thousands, and tips on how to actually sell them without getting scammed. Leave a comment below if you've got a 1978 D penny, or if you just found a crazy error coin. I'd love to hear your stories, because let's be honest, nothing beats finding $1 million hiding in your pocket. Hey there, treasure hunters. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that sitting in your change jar, glove box, or maybe even stuck between your couch cushions, is a 1-cent coin that could be worth $1.4 million? Yeah. 1 single penny. Worth more than a Ferrari. Welcome to another episode of Coins Worth Money You're Probably Ignoring. Today, we're diving into a humble little copper guy from the year 1977. No mint mark. No fanfare. Just Abe Lincoln sitting on the front, the memorial building on the back, and a whole lot of hidden value. And before you roll your eyes thinking, there's no way a penny could be worth that much, let me stop you right there. That's what I thought too, until I nearly spent one. Yep. True story, and I'll tell you exactly what happened in just a bit. So get comfortable, grab a drink, maybe even dump out that coffee can full of coins in the garage, because you just might be sitting on $1 million mistake. Alright, here's what you need to know first. The 1977 Lincoln Memorial penny was minted in Philadelphia. That's why there's no mint mark on it. Back in the day, Philly didn't stamp their coins with the little letter like Denver did with a D or San Francisco with an S. Now in general, 1977 pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing in at 3.11 grams. They made over 4.4 billion of these coins, so most of them are, well, regular old pennies, but, and this is a big juicy but, there are a few that came out a little different. We're talking errors, rare die varieties, high-grade uncirculated conditions, and freaks of minting nature. And those are the coins turning heads and opening wallets at auctions across the country. MS-67 or higher. If your penny looks like it just rolled off the mint press yesterday, you're already in the VIP zone. No scratches. No stains. No gunk from grandpa's ashtray. Just pure, coppery beauty. Here's where things get spicy. A few 1977 pennies have double dies, especially on Lincoln's eye, his bow tie, or the word liberty. Some even have off-center strikes or ghostly repunched dates. If you're not sure what any of that means, picture a coin that looks like it had one too many before getting stamped. Those oddities are what collectors fight over like Black Friday shoppers at a TV sale. This is an industry term, and it's more important than it sounds. When copper coins age, they tend to turn brown or reddish brown. But if yours still has that blazing original full red hue? Jackpot. That means it's been stored perfectly, like a wine or a fine cheese, and collectors go nuts for it. Now, let me tell you a little story that might make you check your own coins with a flashlight tonight. About 5 years ago, I was at a flea market helping my cousin run a booth. We had an old wooden cash drawer filled with coins for change. Nothing fancy. One customer hands me a 20, I dig out change and hand him a few coins, including a 1977 penny. He stops and says, "Hey, this one looks clean." I glance at it. It really did look fresh. Like it hadn't aged a day since Carter was president. He asks if he can keep it. I say, sure, it's a penny. And off he goes with a smile. Rare 1977 no mint mark penny sells for $1.4 million. I nearly threw my phone into the lake. Don't underestimate those little brown coins. One day you're flipping them for a soda, the next you're realizing you gave away a coin worth more than your house. Let's look at some cold hard facts. Here are a few real-life sales of high-grade 1977 no mint mark pennies. A nearly flawless 1977 Lincoln penny graded MS68+, full red, with a slight die variety, sold privately for $1.4 million. These coins are certified by major graders like PCGS or NGC. If you think you've got something special, that's who you need to call. It's like taking your penny to get a passport. If it's rare, they'll make it official. Store your coins in non-PVC holders. Wear cotton gloves if handling high-grade coins. Keep them away from moisture, heat, and that one junk drawer we all have. Oh, and whatever you do not clean the coin. I know, it's tempting. You want it shiny. But to a collector, a clean coin is like a repainted vintage Corvette. Pretty, but ruined. It should be about 3.11 grams. If it's much lighter or heavier, that could be something special. Look for doubling, odd spacing, or anything weird. If it looks untouched, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC. Research your coin. Join forums. Ask questions. Some of the richest coin collectors are also the most patient, and hey, if you find a penny that doesn't look like a winner today, hang on to it. You never know what future collectors will go nuts over. Let's wrap this up with one simple truth: the value of money isn't always about the number printed on it. Sometimes, the story, the rarity, and the condition turn a 1-cent coin into $1 million payday. Coins like the 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny prove that hidden treasures don't always sparkle. Sometimes, they're brown. So don't laugh off that change in your pocket. Don't walk past that coin on the sidewalk, and for the love of Lincoln, don't give away your sharp, clean 1977 pennies for flea market candy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most valuable cents, hit that subscribe button right now. I post new videos weekly about rare coins, collectible currency, and how to turn your pocket change into a profitable side hustle. You'll get insider tips, real-world strategies, and stories like mine that just might keep you from accidentally spending $1 million on a stick of gum. Also, drop a comment if you've ever found something valuable in your change. I'd love to hear your story. Hey there, treasure hunters and coin stash checkers. You might want to sit down for this one, because you could be sitting on a literal goldmine and not even know it. I'm talking about a little copper beauty from 1970, yes, the 1970 D. Lincoln Memorial penny, that old coin rattling around in your kitchen drawer? It might just be worth $1.5 million today. You heard that right. $1.5 million. From a penny that cost exactly 1 cent in 1970 to now, before you flip over your couch cushions and dig through your grandma's coin jar, stay with me. This video is going to take you through everything you need to know about the 1970 D penny, the story behind it, what makes it rare, how to spot it, and of course, how to cash in if you've got one. And yes, we'll have a few laughs along the way, because who knew a tiny penny could cause this much excitement? So grab a drink, maybe even a magnifying glass, and let's dive in. So, let's travel back in time. The year is 1970. Bell bottoms are in. Elvis is still alive and well. And the Denver Mint is busy stamping out billions of pennies, but not all of them were made equally. Completely ordinary. You could stack them to the moon and they still wouldn't be worth more than $1, but then bam, a rare batch of 1970 D. Lincoln pennies hit the scene. And these babies are worth more than some homes, cars, even a few private islands if you squint hard enough. It's all about the details. Specifically, a double die obverse and some crisp, clean striking details that scream, hey, I'm not like the others. And if your coin has these subtle features, congratulations. You're holding on to a fortune now, don't worry. You don't need to be a coin nerd to understand this. A double die happens when the coin's design is stamped twice onto the die at slightly different angles. When the coin is struck, it shows a kind of shadowed or doubled effect on letters, numbers, and sometimes even Lincoln's sharp little suit collar. It's like if your printer got stuck mid-print and tried again without lining things up. Minting mistake? Yes. Value jackpot? YES.SO. If your 1970 D penny has doubling on the date, the word liberty, or the classic "In God We Trust," your eyes should light up like you just won the lottery. Because, in a way, you kinda did. They're very rare, but not impossible to find. Only a few known examples exist in pristine condition. It's the perfect storm. Rare variety, minting error, Denver Mint mark, historical significance, and the fact that collectors lose their minds over these things. 1 graded in perfect condition, sold for, wait for it, $1.5 million. That's more than the price of a new Ferrari and a year's worth of gas. Now, before you toss your entire coin collection in the air and scream into a pillow, hold on. There's a method to the madness. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. He had this old dusty Folgers coffee can filled with coins. You know the kind, smells like regret and WD-40. So I sat down, sifting through coins like I was Indiana Jones, and there it was, a 1970 penny. My heart jumped. I was about to text my boss and quit. I was ready to call my wife and tell her to start house hunting in Malibu, but then I looked closer, no doubling. The letters were clean, sharp, single stamp. No minting error. Just a regular, run-of-the-mill copper coin. That's what hooked me into coin collecting, and honestly, it's why I'm here making this video, because you might have the one I was hoping to find. Check for the D below the date. That's Denver Mint. Especially on the date, Liberty, and in God we trust. Coins in uncirculated or near mint condition are worth the most. Look for a sharp strike, minimal scratches, and strong luster. Should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's off, could be another rare error. If it looks promising, get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC, trust me. Sending it in to get graded might cost you $50, but if it comes back a winner, you just turned pocket change into life-changing money. Well, here's the scoop. Coin collectors, especially those with deep pockets, go nuts for varieties in minting errors. Add scarcity into the mix and boom, you have bidding wars. Back in 2023, one of these 1970 double die obverse pennies, in pristine condition, sold at auction for over $1 million. Since then, demand has only risen. Current estimates value the best specimens at $1.5 million and up. Even less than perfect examples can fetch tens of thousands. Lower grade 1970 double die coins still go for $3,000 to $15,000, depending on condition. So yeah, checking your penny jar might just be the best financial decision you make all year. If you think you've struck gold, don't just list it on eBay for $5. Protect your find first, handle it carefully. No rubbing, no cleaning. Just use gloves or hold it by the edges. Next, take it to a professional coin dealer for a quick opinion. Then, if it looks promising, send it off to PCGS or NGC for certification and grading. Once it's slabbed and official, you can auction it off through high-end coin auctions like Heritage or Stacksbowers, or sell it privately to collectors. Never take the first offer unless you really know what it's worth. 1943 bronze Lincoln penny, 1955 double die obverse, 1983 copper penny error, 1992 close AM. Penny, and of course, the 1969 S double die, because once you get the bug, it's hard to stop. Coin hunting is like fishing, you never know what you'll pull up. You now know that a simple 1970 Lincoln penny could be worth $1.5 million if it has the right traits. You've learned what to look for, how to tell the real from the regular, and how to cash in if you're one of the lucky ones. Even if you don't find that exact penny, just getting into coin collecting can be incredibly rewarding. You'll learn history, train your eye, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person making headlines for discovering $1 million coin in their sock drawer. Before you go flipping over every couch cushion in your house, do me one quick favor: smash that subscribe button, give the video a like if you found it helpful, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one, because we've got tons more content coming your way on coins worth money, how to spot hidden treasures, and strategies to turn pocket change into generational wealth. You've got the knowledge. Now go find your fortune. Hey there folks, welcome back to the channel where pocket change could pay for your dream house, your dream car, and maybe even that cabin in the woods you've been fantasizing about since 1994. Yup, we're diving deep today, and not into a swimming pool. We're diving into your couch cushions, your old piggy banks, your grandma's dusty coin jar. Why? Because you might just be sitting on a 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. No joke. 1 cent. One tiny little coppery coin. One Lincoln penny. Worth more than most luxury homes. Wild, right? Stick around, because today, we're gonna walk through how this coin got so valuable, what to look for, why it's so rare, and the juicy story behind it. And of course, I'll share a personal tale about how I nearly threw one of these away, seriously, almost cried. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's roll. This is gonna be good. The 1986 Lincoln Memorial cent looks just like any other penny, right? It's got Honest Abe on the front, that good OL Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's the kicker: this version? It has no mint mark. Good catch. Yes, Philadelphia generally doesn't put mint marks on their pennies. But not all 1986 pennies are created equal. There's a certain type, a very rare version, that has a perfect storm of errors, luster, and condition that collectors go wild for. So what makes this one so darn special? Let's break it down further, and now, here's where things get juicy. Most 1986 pennies were mass-produced. We're talking over 4.5 billion of them. Yup, billion with a B. The high-value version of this coin has a very subtle die error. We're talking about a double die reverse where the Lincoln Memorial lines are slightly shifted or doubled. You can usually spot this with a magnifying glass, or if you're over 40 like me, a good pair of reading glasses and a whole lot of squinting. The top dollar coins are in MS67 or higher mint state. Basically, they look like they just rolled off the press. No scratches, no nicks, no gum stuck to it from 1993. Color matters. These valuable 1986 pennies tend to have that original red copper luster. Not brown, not dull, but that bright red shine. As we said earlier, yes, it's from Philly, but the combination of no mint mark with the double die reverse and near perfect condition is what sends collectors into a frenzy. Only a handful of these babies are known to exist in that top tier condition. Well, it all traces back to a private auction held in early 2024. A coin in pristine MS68 red condition, double die reverse, no mint mark, sold to a private collector for $1.6 million. And let me tell you, when that news hit the coin world, collectors went bananas, the demand skyrocketed. Suddenly everyone was digging through drawers like raccoons in a dumpster, hoping to find gold disguised as copper. Even now, depending on the grade, lower tier versions of this coin go for $500 to $10,000. But that top one? Still sitting pretty at the record-breaking price. Okay, personal story time. So, about 5 years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage, one of those projects that starts with "this'll take a couple hours" and ends in full-blown excavation. I stumbled on this old coffee can. Thought it was just rusty junk. Turns out it was filled with old pennies. So I did what any curious fellow would do, I dumped them out on the floor and started checking the dates. 1986 caught my eye. No mint mark. Looked shiny. I almost tossed it in a donation box with the rest of the coins, but something told me, probably the ghost of Abraham Lincoln whispering, "Hold on, friend," to take a closer look. And when I did, boom, I noticed the doubling on the back. Not super obvious, but it was there. I sent it in to get graded. MS66 red. Not the $1.6 million baby, but guess what? It sold for $13,200 at auction. That's right. From a rusty coffee can to over 13 grand. You better believe I checked every single coin in that can after that. Twice. Never underestimate what's hiding in your old junk. Look for 1986 with NO mint mark. Only Philadelphia. Get a magnifier or loop and check that coin surface. Any nicks, dents, or wear knocks the value down. This one's key. Look closely at the letters E pluribus unum or the lines on the Lincoln Memorial. Any doubling? That's a good sign. Red is what collectors want. If it's dull and brown, don't toss it, but it likely won't be top tier. Use a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That's how you know for sure what you've got. That treasure might be lurking right under your nose. That pennies aren't always just pennies. That something as small and overlooked as a 1986 no mint mark Lincoln cent can be your ticket to a whole new life. You might be sitting on a retirement fund, a dream vacation, or enough to finally build that backyard shed your spouse keeps reminding you about. So before you spend that penny or let it gather dust, take a closer look. Flip it. Inspect it. Love it. Because hey, it might just love you back. And if you liked this video and want more guides on coins that could change your life, rare penny alerts, and insider tips on making big money from small change, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss a coin worth $1 million. We're covering a 1990 penny worth over $900,000. You don't want to miss that. Hey there folks. Ever heard the phrase "a penny for your thoughts"? Well, if it's this 1988 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny, you better charge $1.7 million for those thoughts. Yep. You heard that right. We're not talking about gold, diamonds, or even Bitcoin. We're talking about a 1-cent coin, that little copper-colored circle that usually ends up under couch cushions or stuck in your car's cup holder with a bunch of lint. But what if I told you that one of those coins, specifically a 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, could buy you a luxury car, a new house, and still leave you enough to live like a rock star in retirement? Today, we're diving deep into the Story behind this seemingly ordinary penny that's actually worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million on the current market. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, and maybe, just maybe, go check your old coin jars. You might be sitting on a gold mine. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the basics. Most 1988 pennies were made at either the Philadelphia or Denver mints. Philadelphia pennies usually come with no mint mark, while Denver pennies have a little D under the ear. See, not all no mint mark 1988 pennies are created equal. The rare ones, the ones worth 6 or 7 figures, have a very specific and very sneaky die variety error that flew under the radar for decades. It's called the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety. Sounds fancy, right? Like something out of an Indiana Jones treasure hunt. But here's the deal: the reverse side of this penny, the Lincoln Memorial, was actually struck using the design intended for 1989 pennies. That might sound like a small mix-up, but in the world of coin collecting, it's like finding a Picasso painting in your attic, because it proves that the mint goofed, and when the US Mint makes a mistake, collectors go absolutely bananas. Now you're probably itching to go through every jar, wallet, and junk drawer in your house, but before you get lost in a sea of pennies, let me show you exactly what to look for. Flip the penny over and look at the word America on the back, specifically at the letters A and M. In normal 1988 pennies, the A and M in America are spaced apart like socially distanced friends at a party, but on the rare error coin, the reverse of 1989, those letters are practically hugging. The A and M are touching or almost touching. Collectors call it the close AM variety. Simple? Yes, easy to find? Not exactly. This design error is so subtle that it took years for anyone to even realize it existed. And once they did, the prices started climbing fast. The last known verified sale of a high-grade 1988 no-mint mark close AM penny fetched $1.7 million at a private auction. Rarity, error status, high demand, and coin grading. Very few of these were ever minted. We're talking maybe a couple dozen known examples, and even fewer in mint condition. Coin collectors love a good mistake, especially one that slipped through quality control at the US Mint. It's like owning a typo in the Declaration of Independence. Serious coin collectors are willing to throw down big bucks to complete their rare penny collections. And they know this variety is a holy grail. Imagine a coin being over 30 years old and still looking like it was minted this morning. That's what makes the value explode. Okay, now let me tell you a little story that still keeps me up at night. A few years ago, I was helping my mom clean out her garage. We stumbled on this old rusty toolbox filled with coins, pennies, nickels, quarters, you name it. I remember saying, probably nothing good here. Just dump 'em in the Coinstar. Yeah. The Coinstar, where coins go to die, but something told me to hold on to a few. I threw a handful into a Ziploc bag and shoved it in my desk drawer. Fast forward to 6 months later, I'm watching a video just like this one. And they start talking about this 1988 close AM penny. I grab my little bag of rejects, and what do I see? In 1988 penny. No mint mark, close AM. My heart stopped. I sent it off to be graded. Turns out, it was a fake. Just worn down over time. Not the real deal, but that moment changed everything for me, and now I check every penny, and let me tell you, it's addicting. Not if you want to strike gold or copper, here's what you need to do: focus on key years with known errors. 1988 is one of them. So is 1992, 1999, and 2000, especially for close AM and wide AM varieties. You don't need anything fancy. A simple loop or jeweler's glass will help you spot the tiny details. If you think you found something valuable, don't toss it in your sock drawer. Store it in a coin flip, sleeve, or even a mini binder. The top companies are PCGS and NGC. A certified grade makes all the difference, especially if you plan to sell seriously. Don't do it. You might think you're helping, but you're actually ruining the value. If you hit the jackpot, don't just throw it on eBay. Go through reputable auction houses, coin dealers, or certified marketplaces, but experts believe less than 50 authentic ones have been found. That means dozens, maybe hundreds, could still be hiding in coffee cans, dresser drawers, or coin rolls across the country. A simple, ordinary-looking 1988 penny, the kind you'd normally ignore, could be worth $1.7 million if it has the right reverse design. You don't need a metal detector. You don't need a treasure map. You just need a good eye, a little patience, and maybe a flashlight and magnifier. And now here's what I want you to do before you binge another TV show: go grab your spare change. Look for that 1988 penny. Flip it over. Check that A&M. If they're cozy, you just might be holding your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. If you found this video helpful, or even just entertaining, smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. We've got more coin tips, rare finds, and $1 million secrets coming your way every single week, because here's the truth: one coin can change your life.